Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another session of podcast. I wish and I'm sure you will enjoy listening to the broadcast.
So how can we really meditate? How can one meditate?
Meditation, we have looked into it in the last two conversations as it doesn't come under the concept of learning, right? So finally, if an individual, who's interested in this concept of meditation, it is nothing other than trying to realize the enormous potential part of our human body, a live human body, is meditation. You are as powerful as what you see in the theology about the gods, right? Everyone is God's creation. He has given you enormous powers in you, which is hidden. It is not hidden, it is submerged because of your collection of memory. I told you in the first program that meditation is to reach the immeasurable. Nature is immeasurable. You are a part of nature, you are also immeasurable. But unfortunately, you have subjected yourself to all kinds of measurement without knowing what is immeasurable. When you go out of language, you start seeing the nature's language. Nature has a language. That language is very beautiful. I don't know whether you have experienced all these things. Meditation is not to close your eyes. If you want to be a person who wants to meditate, you become a meditator, right? What do you meditate on? What is that you want to meditate? Why is that you want to meditate? What is that you're looking for? You want to get all the treasure in the world? No, that's meditation is something which, when there is no guru, you cannot go to a guru and learn meditation, because when the guru is hungry, he can only eat and subside his hunger. He cannot eat and say your hunger is over. No, when you are hungry, you have to eat. Now, if you're going to ask me how to do meditation, you have to find your own path. Nobody taught Buddha how to do meditation, right? Yeah. Have you ever seen somebody came, told Buddha, this is how you have to do meditation? He found, no? The Mahavir found his pathway, no? Right. So why do you want to look at them? Again, you are adding your memory by looking at them. Meditation is to delink the memory. You are adding more memory. The more and more memory you add, the more and more you burden yourself. So learning becomes acceptance. Acceptance becomes belief over a span of time. Belief over a span of time becomes faith. Once you come into this fact, you are conditioned, you form a boundary. Anything comes against this faith and belief, you don't want to accept, you lost your wisdom. When you look at something which is against your belief and faith, or I would put it this way, all religion preaches good. The 780 crore population of this world belongs to some religion or the other. You can agree? All religion preaches good. Nothing good happens in this world.
So
then where is your meditation?
They're obviously, I think they spend more time on, against some other religion than practicing what they already know.
Okay, I'll tell you one more thing. Lord Arjuna loses his kingdom, loses his throne, loses his freedom, loses his people, loses his wealth, loses his palace, and sees his wife getting tortured in his own eyes. Okay? And then he's been thrown away to the forest for 12 years. Right? You know what it is to live for a king in a forest for 12 years? It's an education by itself. What experience you would have gone through. And 1 year of Ananasa. What is Ananasa? If I am living in Ananasa, if I see you only as a human being, not with your brand of Vishaka. No. Because there it is, the sensory and the perception is delinked. If I look at my mother, I look at her as a human being. I will not relate it to my brain as perception is not there. That is Anyanavasa. After 1 year of 12 years of life in forest, 1 year of Anyanavasa, is almost enlightened completely. And he comes to get his land back. So, in the war field, he stands in front of all his gurus who taught him the war techniques, right? All his elders, his Peripa, everybody, Tata, everybody, the grandfather, everybody is standing in front of him. He's going to fight with them. And this man gets certain doubts in his mind. And he tells, I cannot fight. These are the things running in my mind to Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna explains him. That is Gita. How can you understand that? Did you go to forest? Were you a king? Did all that thing happen to Arjuna as happened to you?
No.
Did you live in the forest for 12 years and 1 year of Anyanavasa?
No.
Huh?
No.
That's not for a normal human being like you and me. Verbally we can go sit down, somebody will lecture on Gita hours together. That man, whether what he understood, we don't know. We go sit and listen to him on Gita. Come back home, get angry and smash your wife. Right? Is that what you learnt in that Gita? To hit a woman? Right? So meditation is to go out of emotions. Do you know what is a life without emotions?
I think emotion is what anchors us. It's impossible to be, can't live without emotion.
Going out of emotions is meditation. When there is no sense of ownership, then there is no emotion because there is no fear.
So, no sadness, no fear.
No. Happiness is momentary. Pleasure is momentary. You buy a new clothes, once or twice when you wear it, you are happy. After that, it's gone. Staying calm without emotions is what meditation is all about. As long as you stay with the sense of ownership, there can never be meditation. Now, how am I to go out of this sense of ownership?
Yeah, especially living in a family person. There's your spouse.
Okay, fine. Your sense of ownership again, my husband, my parents, my brother, my sister, my children, my cousins, my friends.
How does one go away from this?
So if you take a physiological need by the psychologist and the psychological need by the psychologist, if you start, if you verbally start understanding them, hunger, thirst, sex, maintenance of body temperature, feeling of safety and security, maternal, all these primary needs which are instinctive in nature. An instinct is an innate biological force. It is not under your control again.
It's not learned.
Now, how am I going to break that pattern? You know what is the tool for meditation, if you want to know? Meditation can never be possible as long as you're going to live with a sense of ownership and all kinds of fear. Going out of fear is meditation. For which you have to go out of the sense of ownership is meditation. It is not the question of that I am ready to sacrifice. That word doesn't come into play here. Refining yourself. Now, how do I refine myself? Physiologically, you're a unit. You're living, right? Let's suppose a man is 40 years of age. He's got a physiology. He's got a physique for himself. He's a living human being, right? But he's got a brand name. There is an identification for him. My name is so-and-so. His name is so-and-so. We know all the colors, all kinds of things. We know all our relationship, all kinds of things, No, there has to be something happening physiologically when you meditate. If you're going to call this is going to be an exercise of your brain is a part of your physiology, right? The word control can never come in. You cannot control your thoughts. It's not possible. Do you think it's possible? You can only suppress it. And when it bounces, it goes haywire. Even at the age of 90, when you're physiologically so weak and in your old age, even after the age of 100, your mind is still young with your sexual appetite. Do you know that? Physiologically, you are incapable. But psychologically, I am young enough again. Because the process of thinking is always strong. Right? So how am I to go out of these instincts? How all those great guys like Buddha or Mahavir or so many people who could manage to do meditation, then how am I going to reach it? Or experience that meditation. What is the tool that you need? I explained you, converting your plasma from acidic to alkali is meditation. That's possible where, only when you go out of food. That's what we have explained in one of our conversations, Asaivam and Saivam. The moment you go out of food, there are techniques for it, how to go out of food, which you have to find for yourself again. When you can go out of food and nutrition conditioning, then the whole human cells turn, the hunger stops, the liver regulation changes. Then cosmic wave coming in will be converted as energy tool to run your cells. When the hunger stops, the first thing which dies is your sexual appetite. The moment you go out of your food, you know what happens? Your sense of ownership vanishes. Then there is no emotion. Then the meditation sets in, the real meditation. In order for you to go to that stage, there are many primary forms are there. The first level of meditation is to involve yourself physiologically, mentally and spiritually with the act what you do as one unit. Like when you eat, all your sensory organs, your thinking, all your mind, everything should be involved only in that eating. You are not going to think of anything else. I will tell you something. If suppose you are very interested in gardening, and you get down to do that gardening, you will only think of what you're doing because you're so interested in that part. You don't get any other thinking. Suddenly you see the time, oh my God, I've been working the last 4 hours, right? You don't even know the time frame. That is the first step of meditation. Handling 2 different things at the same time. They call it a word,
Multitasking.
Multitasking. It's all nonsense. Absolute nonsense. You do one at a time and do it perfectly. That is the first step of meditation. Now nobody does it. And you want to talk about meditation. Meditation is what, today? It's a fashion. Yeah. When I'm in my peer group, I say, hey, I practice meditation. It's not football, man, to practice meditation. You can never practice meditation. You don't even know what is that word all about. And you know what is another fashion? I am a part of this ashram. That's another status quo of a human being today in urban society. I belong to, it is initially before 30 years and all, I'm a member in this club and a member in that club. Now in this last 20-25 years, I've been seeing, I am associated with this ashram. I am associated with that Guruji. I am associated with this organization where they teach me meditation. When meditation is beyond the concept of learning, how can anybody come and teach you meditation? There'll be a big businessman. He wants to make more money and more money and more money and more money. Business field has always got fluctuations. Sometimes, you may get things, you may not get things, you may lose money. So he's in all kinds of emotional turbulence. And he goes for a session of meditation. What is all that? What is that he can meditate? To make more money? Or to come out of his losses? I wish you understand all these things. As long as you're going to have this geography which is divided into fragments like, India, Pakistan, America, Europe, Sweden, Norway, Germany, Australia, all these kind of things, right? You have fragmented it, right? And you have fragmented yourself. There are nearly about 6,000 languages are there in the world. Do you know that? 7,000 before. Different languages, different gods, different religion, different kinds of temples, okay? Different food, right? Different form of arts, right? Different kinds of sports. As long as all these things are there, a human being is completely fragmented into millions and millions of bits. Putting them together is what is your meditation. And how am I going to do it? How am I going to get meditation in me? That you have to be your own teacher. Nobody can. It is not that I go to a temple and then they give me prasadam. It's not. There's a cortex from here to here is not working. All the embedded memory of this entire essence of nature, of the universe, is embedded here. That is what is your third eye. Right. It is not one eye opens there.
The dormant memory of the universe.
Yeah. In the spinal cord, there's a tube, there's a thread-like hole inside. That's the only place in the body. It is for the space, the fifth element of space, where there is no vayu. Realizing that space inside you, where there is silence, is meditation. For which you need to come through a pathway which you have to design for yourself. Like nobody has taught you how to eat, how to urinate. Nobody has taught you how to sleep. Nobody has taught you how to pass stools. Right? All these things nobody has taught you. As you are a child, when you were born, you just urinate. Mommy used to clean the nappy. When there is excretion, you excrete your stools. Right? When you're hungry, you cry and eat. Do you know how to, did they tell you go through the throat and swallow and all that? No. Nobody has told you that you have to open your eyes and see. Correct? Yeah. That's what meditation is also. Meditation is already going on inside. You have to go and touch it. How to go and touch it is different from person to person. Everybody has been given that gift. And that planet Ketu, finally I tell you this, is the guy, Jnanakaragan Ketu. He has to help you. He should be there in a particular good position in your horoscope. There it comes. Otherwise, no. No. The Thiruvalluvar in Thirukural, Thirukural is all 133 different topics. So 10 Kural in each thing, 2 lines. It'll be exactly 7 words. All the 1330, this thing 7. 133 is also 7. There's a beautiful numerology there. The first one is Arathupal. There are 38 chapters in that. Next one is Purutpal 70, Kamathupal 25. In Arathupal, he starts with, paying respect to God, Kadavul Vartha. Ends, the 38th one where? Ur means fate, destiny. He finishes off there. Unless you have the fate for it, you will get it. Otherwise, no. You can work for it, no doubt. If the planetary position has to support you for that. Otherwise, no meditation will be possible in your life. You are only fooling yourself and cheating yourself by talking about that word meditation. Or it becomes a style and a status. We're not going to talk this anymore. Thank you.
Thank you very much for spending your quality time. Thank you very much for your attention. I wish you enjoyed this session. See you later.